channel. My name is Mara and I love all things cozy, crafty, and journal related. Today's video is going to be super exciting because I officially finished this glorious chunky journal of mine, so we are doing a complete journal flip through. With all of that said, let's get cozy and let's get started. One of the best parts of having a journal is decorating it with a ton of stickers that really represent who you are and all of the things that you love. You can see here I have Yo Tie-Dye Girl, Princess Diary sticker. I also got a bunch of stickers from Redbubble, as well as stickers that were sent to me by friends from all over the world. This is my cover page, and this is the very first page of my journal. And I really like thinking about this page as kind of like an about the author page. I love adding a picture of myself to just mark who I was in this exact moment that this journal was started. I started this journal in January 2024, so I did kind of write out some words or some phrases that I really wanted to embody this year. By the way, this is a paper age journal in a light pink. I actually really like this journal. I think that the quality is very comparable to other big name journals out there. I love scrolling through Pinterest to find different phrases or photos that really inspired me that month. So these are all of the positive affirmations that I found. This is my mood board. This was the year I really wanted to embrace bright, fun pops of color. So I really love how this mood board turned out. And this was also my birthday month. That's why you can see I have a birthday cake right here. I also ended up writing a letter to myself to read at the end of the year, which is really exciting. On the next page, I thought it would actually be fun if my husband also wrote a letter that I could read at the end of the year. So I have no idea what is in here, but we shall see in a few months. And then to start your journal, I think it's really fun to just get a snapshot of what your life looks like. Wrote down where I currently lived, where I worked, and then any upcoming events that were coming up. And what's actually really crazy is all of these answers are already different because I'm just in a completely new city, a new life stage. When you look back in your journals, it's one of those things where it's just nice to see how much you grow and evolve. And then I have a list of goals here. I've covered them up obviously, but I just have big picture year goals. I will share that I actually checked off 3 of them already, which is crazy. But again, it just goes to show that it's really nice to have your journal to look back on and see how much you've changed and how you reach your goals. This one is kind of fun too. I have a current obsessions page. Again, another snapshot of what your life currently looks like. So during this start of the year, I was obsessed with rom-coms. I highly recommend You've Got Mail. And then I just have like some of my favorite songs, podcasts, and then just other things that I was obsessed with. This was my birthday spread. I cut up a bunch of pictures on Pinterest, and then I also got these pictures printed at Walmart. And right here, I just wrote a little blurb. This is a fun little exercise. It's my doodles. I actually got this idea from TikTok and Pinterest. You just draw circles with markers and then you fill them in. These little doodles have different facial expressions and different like actions going on. And then at the end of each month, I like to do a January recap and just brain dump all of the fun things or interesting events that happened that month. Once again, we have a monthly mood board. They are my favorites to do. I started to make a list of rom-coms to watch. I posted a video on TikTok actually, and a bunch of people started giving me rom-com recommendations. And so these are kind of just the running list of movies that I saw in the comments. I made more doodles, and then I made a little February bucket list. My husband actually made me a little book bouquet, which I thought was really, really sweet. And then we ended up going to a restaurant. So I printed off pictures, again, from Walmart, and then combined it with pictures I found on Etsy and my rose sticker. I had a day off from work and I was literally dead set on creating my perfect day, which is going to a coffee shop, bookstore, going to a yarn store, going to a little like boutique store full of just cute things. I just love how I was able to document it. Once again, the mood boards continue on. This was my February recap. I started to also get into a doodle phase, which is why I started drawing a lot, and then you'll see in the next coming pages as well. This was my March bucket list, and then I have my March goals over here. Here are just a bunch of things that I was grateful for during this time. Current obsessions, it's just a go-to for me. As you can see, still obsessed with the colored pencils. This was another poem I wrote at the time, and then I drew like a mountain and a field of flowers here. And then this was my March recap. And my monthly favorites. Here's my April mood board. This one is really fun. I hadn't done affirmations in a while, and so I decided to do them again. Something about April was really bringing out the creative in me. So after this moment, I feel like a lot of my pages start to shift, and I kind of start experimenting with collaging and layering and just making really unique pages that had a lot of visual interest to them. More poems. I actually didn't realize how much of my poems I put in this journal. I also got these from a thrift store. This was my last day of work, so you can document big life events in your journal. My coworkers became my besties, and so they all wrote me a letter before I left, and I took this sticker with me. Another thing that you can do in your journals is document trips that you might have. Around this time, I bought a Canon printer. There was a learning curve for me because I noticed that a lot of my pictures were turning out blue, but I kind of learned later on that you can color correct and make things more warm so that it doesn't come out as blue. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a vibe. It just doesn't bother me anymore. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so ferries are a thing over here, and I live by a lot of West Coast islands, so I just decided to make a list of the islands that I wanted to visit. This is when the Tortured Poets department came out, and so I made a whole spread about what my favorite songs were at the first listen. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, sometimes your favorite song can change every single day. So I thought it would be fun to just document what was my very first favorite songs with the first listen. By the way, I do have a TikTok, so if you ever want to see like the behind the scenes of these pages, you can check out my account and see how I made them. And this was April. Love how I just like colored in all of the little letters with like fruits and like gingham patterns and like a quilt design to it. I thought it was really cute and fun. The end of March, April is when I really started to get super creative with my spreads, and also around this time I was seeing that people were posting prompts that you can do. This one was a prompt by Bella. I think it was some sort of playlist prompt. I printed off a bunch of pictures from Etsy and then wrote down songs. It just made me feel so happy and made me feel basically like a main character when I'm walking down the street or if I'm riding in my car. I actually posted this playlist on Spotify if you ever wanted to listen to it. This is my favorite part of it. This was my mood board for the month of May. I was feeling really inspired by free little libraries that I was seeing all around my neighborhood, so I really wanted to decorate my own. I have yet to do that, but I was gifted a free little library from my husband, so yes, please stay tuned for that because I will eventually be painting and decorating that. This was really fun because I got a letter sticker book online and started playing around with that, and I really love the look that it gives when you write out titles. This was a day when we went to the flower garden with my mother-in-law, and I was really starting to try out junk journaling. I think I ordered a croissant from this coffee house, and so I saved the wrapping paper, cut it up, and then glued it on here. This is from the brochure that came in the flower garden brochure. This sticker, there was like a little scavenger hunt that you could do at the flower garden, and when you found all of the things, they gave you a sticker. So this was also part of the whole experience. I also printed off pictures using my Canon IV, and then I just added flower stickers that I had in my collection. At a certain point, I started to gain a little bit of a following on TikTok, and I think it started to kind of show up on brands' radar. So Uniball actually reached out to me, and I got to do a ad with them back in May, which was really, really fun. And because of this ad, my mother-in-law did a big surprise dinner. It was TikTok themed. These right here are actually balloons from the party. They deflated and I just cut them up and glued them down. I don't know if you can see it, but she had this like dinner plate all set up. So I cut up the little cards that she had on the dinner plates just so that I could remember this moment. I live on the West Coast, so the Aurora Borealis actually did make its way to my small hometown at the time. We stayed up until like 1 o'clock a.m. This was absolutely breathtaking, magical, and I cannot believe I was able to see this with my own eyes. So I definitely had to write that down in my journal. I decided to go with a purple theme to kind of just match the colors of the lights. I also had a crafty girls night. This is what I ended up making. I printed a picture of this Game Boy that I made using perler beads. You can see that I'm just loving using letter stickers to title my pages. I feel like it adds a fun little flair. This next spread is scrapbook style spread. I went ziplining with my coworkers. I was about to move out of my hometown at this time, so I was spending a lot of time with just my loved ones and my coworkers, and I'm really, really glad I have this journal to document those really special memories. So now I can look back and just smile at all of the fun things that we did. Everything that you see on here, minus of course these pictures, these things were from the brochure that I got from the Zipline Center. I started to become more sentimental and just more aware of like junk, I guess you could call it, and I started incorporating that more. Here is just a little rainy popcorn day I had with my niece, so I made sure to document that. And then this was a really special card that I got from a friend in the Netherlands. With it, she added stickers, so I made sure to incorporate that. And then I wrote a little reflection inside. Oh, and then this is when I first started adding like flaps. So all you do is like put your piece of paper down, you add some washi tape on the side, and then you can add things. This was such a fun spread. I hit 25,000 followers on TikTok, so this was kind of my way to commemorate this moment, and I printed all of these photos off on Pinterest, and I ended up making a cake. This is just the cutest cake, and then I used a label maker to write grateful. I love choosing like this kind of color theme for the title. It was giving like Ariana Grande thank you next vibes, so that's kind of why I thought it was perfect for this pink and black themed page. This is one of my favorite pages out of my entire journal. More scrapbook style spreads. I went to Canada. All of these photos were taken using my Canon IV. Here's my June spread. Everything is from Pinterest. I love how colorful it is. I made this all on Canva, by the way. This was another super fun special spread. If you're big in the journaling community or kind of like the sticker stationery community, I guess, Martina Calvi, I feel like is a household name. She reached out to me and messaged me and said she wanted to send me some of her stickers. So I was like, yeah, for sure. So all of this came all the way from Australia, and I took a little Polaroid of it right here. She is just the coolest person. I felt so honored to even be sent these things from her. So I really wanted to just think outside of the box with how I wanted to use her materials. And this is kind of the spread that I came up with. She is so insanely talented. If you're ever on the hunt for stickers, you can check out her page. I also started doing journal swaps with friends. So we would send each other like journal pages to put inside of our journals. This is from my friend Amy from Happy Olive Studio. She sent over her stickers, which I had never seen this before, like holographic stickers. They're such good quality. Went sticker happy basically on this page. She sent me this little note. I put more of her stickers around with combined with a few other stickers I had, and then the flaps continue. I did a little reflection page right there. This was another one of my scrapbooky spreads. I made this title using Canva. One of my friends had a Pirates and Pride themed birthday, so I just kind of went crazy and printed off a bunch of pictures. Other things are from the brochure from the pirate ship. We went to a bar afterwards and there was a photo booth there, so I made sure to stick those on to the page as well. This is my June recap. I love it because it goes along with this bright, colorful theme. A lot of change happened during this month. I moved out of my hometown and into a new city to be closer to friends. My brother got engaged. Like, it was just a really big life change. And I'm really, really glad that I had this page to look back on and just see all of the different things that went on during this time. I did a little bit of a different scrapbook style for this, and I went back to my roots with colored pencil, and I really, really love how it turned out. This page I made completely for fun. It's an about me page. I feel like if you have any sort of social media account, making an about me page for your followers to get to know you is really, really fun. But also, if you don't have an account and you just want to make one, it's just really, really fun to think about all of the things that make up you. I loved adding my little comfort movies right here. I added pictures of my grandma because she's like a second mom to me, so she's very, very special to me. Another flap, added different things that were my favorites. So season, drink, book, Taylor Swift songs. This is from my friend in Texas, and she ended up sending me these cute little cards, and you can see these little peekaboo stuff that you could add into your journal. Even the pouch I feel like is just super cute, and I want to try to incorporate that in future journal spreads. She sewed on this loop so that I could add my pen on there, which was really, really cute. And this is kind of like junk journaling with a package that I received from a brand. And then this is just me documenting the whole moving out, coming into our new home. This is my July recap. Just put my favorite songs, series, books, a bunch of stickers. These are from Martina's store. And then just some memorable moments. This is my August mood board, and I just love how I combined a ton of different elements: washi tape, layering, collaging, and the warm colors were just really, really capturing this like golden end of summer mood that I wanted to just embody during this season of life. And I made a little before summer slips away bucket list. This is another one of my absolute favorite spreads in this whole journal. One of the things that was on my bucket list was watching an outdoor movie, and that's kind of why I added this picture as well. It just so happened that there was actually movies at the park like that Friday, so that was really cool. These I got from a random magazine that I cut out, and then I ended up drawing movie stub ticket and then writing out a little reflection. So I feel like this journal spread is just an example of how creative you can get when you're documenting your memories in your journal. This was just a really random page where I just felt like being creative. These were just some quotes that I was loving at the time. They were really, really speaking to me. I decided to just document them in my journal. I know it's kind of out of order, but I realized that I never made a July mood board. I ended up making it, which is a reminder that not everything has to be in chronological order. It is totally okay to just do what works for you. Another one of my favorite pages. This was a spread that I made called Highlights from My Noticing Walk. I did post a TikTok video all about it, but this was just really all about the art of like slowing down and paying attention to the things that are around you. we're getting near the end. This is my September mood board. I just love how everything turned out and all of the layering, all of the different textures and collage elements on this. There's a label maker here. Also, how cute is this little Snoopy drawing? I also try my best to pin all of these photos on my Pinterest so that you can see at least the source of where I got these photos. The very last page of my journal, I wanted to include a picture on the day that I finished, and I just wrote "Dear Journal" and a little reflection. And I took a picture of myself. I used a label maker to say last page, and then if you lift it up, it says "We did it," which I think is really sweet. Over here, this is really precious. I made this little flag banner. Then I also cut up a little heart. And inside of this, I printed off just some sweet messages and comments that I've received throughout the year. And I put it in here. And that is the end of my completed journal flip through. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing all of the different pages. You guys definitely got to see kind of my journaling evolution, and hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I did want to mention that I do have other platforms under the same name, mara.mcgin, and a lot of these journal spreads that you see today, you can see like extended clips and extended kind of like behind the scene footage, journal with me's, and just you can watch how I made these spreads. So feel free to check that out if you're interested as well. If you did find this video helpful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!